I made my girlfriend watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy for the first time. Tried it like 2 years ago, and it was just too late, and she fell asleep like before they even got to Moria, and I was like, damn it. And then I just kind of like put it on the back burner. I was like, oh, let's just watch these. I didn't start on the extended versions. I started on the regular, so it'd give us somewhere to go from there. And also because having someone sit down and watch 11, 12 hours of movies, sometimes they check out. She like loved it. Like I was, and who knows, maybe she was just like, she could tell I love it a lot. And so she's, loving it.
How could you tell?
Yeah.
Well, I was dressed up as Frodo the whole time.
Is she an empath? How did she know?
Well, I had my latex feet on. It smelled bad. Yeah, but like she kept like bringing up things that like I never gave a fuck about, really. Where she's like, I hope Aragorn and Arwen get together, but I feel so bad for Éowyn too because she loves Aragorn and it doesn't seem like there's anyone else for Éowyn. I hope things end happily for her too. And it's like, well, they do. She marries Faramir, and if you read the lore, they had kids and a happy life. And like the most she was like, I've never seen a battle scene as long as this. She was like, in every movie I've ever seen, I don't know if it aggregates to a battle scene as long as this. Because I hadn't watched it in a couple of years, and a few years really. And I had forgotten like the whole third movie, like little breaks for exposition, Frodo and Sam, Shelob, all that. But like, it's just go, 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 go. Like you'll pause it in the middle of a battle and be like, man, we're like half an hour into this. And it's like an hour and 40 minutes remaining in the movie. It's like, oh man. And this is without the 51 minutes of additional footage, although a lot of that is like not battle. Man, what a great movie. It's so sick.
I watched it like a couple months ago. I think 3 months ago, I watched the whole trilogy. I watch it pretty regularly, at least maybe once a year, something like that. I love it.
Yeah. You can't go wrong.
Fucking masterpiece.
Other than that, I've been watching a tremendous amount of Nerd of the Rings the past few days.
Oh, yes. That's a great YouTube channel.
It's sick. That guy is heavy-handed with the ads. I was watching an episode last night, and it was like Aragorn's entire story in the beginning. He's like, and he does like voices and everything. It's like Kyle's Warhammer videos, but Lord of the Rings lore. And because Tolkien was like a goofball, there's a million different aspects to it. And the video starts, and it's like, when Aragorn was born, and then an ad played. I watched a pre-roll, and I watched one before the end of the first sentence. And I was like, you son of a gun.
I didn't know you could even do that.
I think
you put them everywhere you want.
But I thought they didn't play in all those spots. I'm not sure. I have premium, so I don't experience
premium too.
Yeah. I think it like for a while, even after it lapsed, it wasn't serving me ads. It like would freak out because it thought I still had premium. And so it would show like the beginning placard or like the first screenshot of an ad, and it would freeze. And then it would disappear and the video would play. But YouTube got wise. And now they're making me learn about fucking Clorox and Nike, all sorts of things that I guess.
Yeah, get on that. I genuinely would rather read a book than watch an ad.
The heart.
Why would you say it like it's a punishment? Well,
you don't mind if I finish off this Chipotle burrito? You reach in the drawer.
Yeah. Those are some just classless days.
Had the pastrami on rye and with the pickles and mustard. He was like ducking out from under the covers to.
The stinkiest sandwich you could do that to, like you got mustard on there, as if the girl's not going to know. If someone had a pastrami anywhere in my house right now, I'd be able. I'd be like one of those Urukai tracking, one of those trackers. What is it? What do you smell? Like then run over and get the pastrami. I got Lord of the Rings on the brain. I just keep watching those Nerd of the Rings videos, and
they're really good. They do a lot of hypotheticals. I like the hypotheticals. They'll be like, what if Frodo had kept the ring? What if Galadriel had taken the ring? What if they just go down this rabbit hole, and they've got lore to back it up with, I suppose, and it's fun. I watch an enormous amount of that 40K stuff. I watch so much of it. That story is so much bigger than Lord of the Rings. It's almost hard to like put into words how much content there is. There's definitely more than 250 books of that, and they're like full on books.
There's a ton of contributors, right? It's like lots of people add to the universe.
Well, that's not exactly. You might be thinking of something that's like fan done, like the SCP stuff, the with that secure, contain, protect organization that's like a secret Earth organization that deals with monsters and ghouls. Secure, contain, protect.
The sane clown posse.
much lamer rock group. They hate Fago. But with Warhammer, they have something called the Black Library, and there's only a handful of authors who are like allowed to add to it, and they can't just write anything. They're checked on by the powers that be to make sure that the narrative is going the way it's supposed to, and they have stayed true to the lore, and they haven't like broken canon in instances. Not that they don't frequently. Part of the narrative of 40K is that you have an unreliable narrator often, and because the idea is that the Imperium of Man, the Empire of Man, is so full of propaganda and lies, and not just from the group that's alive right now, but it's 40,000 or 10,000 years of lies. And so, like, what's in the record books might be a lie, and we might find that out later. So that's part of the ongoing narrative, but there's just an enormous amount of content for that game/universe.
I mean, it's cool. It's just I'll get through all the Lord of the Rings stuff first. I haven't watched any of the theory stuff. I've just been going to like the lore as Tolkien said it.
Ooh, I like the theory stuff.
Yeah, I'll check that out too, because some of it's interesting. I was listening to like the whole story of Gimli and the whole story of Legolas and like the whole story of Morgoth, and it's like fascinating watching it, because it's like Tolkien devoted so much of his life to that like every single minor character has like backstory and origin and friends and family and their own plot devices and their own like historical battles that aren't even closely related whatsoever to the main storyline, but it's still like thoroughly fleshed out.
What would you think of like a TV show that sort of took a Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe entry into the Tolkien universe, where essentially someone discovered that Tolkien didn't write those books, he experienced them, that he went into a magical doorway into Middle Earth and he saw those things, and he came back and made it into a fictional universe, but it exists, and if you go through the wardrobe, you too can go to Middle Earth, and it's it's real.
If once they got into the world, it was lore appropriate, it would at least be interesting. Like, I wouldn't want to see that version if they're going into like the Rings of Power version of Lord of the Rings, but if like they're sticking to it and the characters are similar. And also I wouldn't want to see some character like showing up in Moria when they were being like, when the Balrog shows up, when they delved too greedily and too deep, and being like, I've got this, guys. And they're like, what is that devilry? And it's like an AR. Like, I wouldn't want any of that. They would have to use Lord of the Rings style names.
Maybe Tolkien was Gandalf, essentially. And maybe he was the Gandalf character, and he's written it from that POV.
I'm going to give it a go. It depends how likable the characters are.
I'd like it better than what Amazon did.
Well, yeah, what Amazon did is like, you know what? People love Lord of the Rings. You know what they would love more is all of us gals sitting around and changing it. And it's